So in 1963, four young guys from Liverpool turned TV stages into launching pads for their music careers, and, well, the world learned what a pop earthquake sounded like. So I'm Matt Haskell, I'm a high school history teacher, and I'm here to tell you about Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire, line by line, lyric by lyric, and we just finished Lawrence of Arabia, and now we're moving on to British Beatlemania. And when Billy Joel sings about British Beatlemania, he's pointing to the 1963 British explosion that transformed this hard-working band from Liverpool into a national obsession before America ever saw them on The Ed Sullivan Show. And first of all, you need to start with just the building of the group. The Beatles, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, basically honed their speed and their stamina in Hamburg and at Liverpool's Cavern Club. Manager Brian Epstein polished the presentation. They had matching suits, tight sets, gracious bows when they finished. Producer George Martin sharpened their sound. It was about crisp harmonies and hooks and humor. And in early 1963, Please Please Me hit number 1, followed by From Me to You in April, and She Loves You in August. Yeah, yeah, yeah became a national catchphrase. Then the television lit the fuse. On October 13th of 1963, the group played Sunday night at the London Palladium. The broadcast drew a gigantic audience, and the streets outside filled with screaming fans, and newspapers coined the word Beatlemania. 3 weeks later, their debut album, Please Please Me, recorded mostly in a single day, was still ruling shops when the band crisscrossed Britain for package tours and lunchtime shows. On November 4th of 1963, at the Royal Variety performance, John Lennon quipped to the Royal Box to rattle your jewelry, and the moment sealed their status. They were cheeky but charming, rebellious but safe enough for the front page. So what made them different from some of the earlier crazes that took place? Well, they had original songs. Lennon and McCartney wrote the hits that teens were singing. There was this media synergy that took place. You had national TV, teen magazines, radio programs, and then just relentless touring that all fed one another. The demographics, you had a swelling youth population with pocket money and parents who'd buy concert tickets if the boys smiled and wore ties. As far as the community goes, you have a fan club, atmosphere, haircuts, the hand-painted banners, in the sense that everyone knew the choruses to the songs. And the phenomenon had logistics, police cordons at train stations, fainting in theaters, and rolling news coverage that turned arrivals and departures of the band into events. And then merchandising took off. Wigs, badges, postcards. Even skeptics helped. Every eye-rolling editorial taught another adult the band's name. And by late 1963, I Want to Hold Your Hand was set for release, and the boys were bound for a different kind of stampede, which was the U.S. invasion in February of 1964. But Billy Joel's line emphasizes the British moment, when the country's own media and streets discovered the sound first. When we tie it back to the song, British Beatlemania marks the UK flashpoint, the Palladium broadcasts, the Royal Theatre jokes, and a chorus of yeah, yeah, yeah that sent a local band basically into orbit. And the reason why it matters, well, Beatlemania shows how songwriting and polish and the power of broadcast can synchronize a nation. It's the template for global pop rollouts. You build it at home, you conquer TV, you turn fans into the marketing department. And, well, we've seen that time and time again now as we go through things like Taylor Swift and K-pop. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please send me a like, a follow, a share, a comment, and I'll keep making the episodes. We had Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania, and up next will be Ole Miss. Thanks for watching.